Don, what you'll see tonight from Belmont, too, the opposite of what we saw the other night from Watertown is they play a ton of guys. They rotate through. Last game I saw them play, they played about 12 or 13 guys. And they bring guys off the bench. They do play really, really tough defense. They attack the glass. The one thing that Arlington's going to have a big advantage on is shots taken. Belmont is very, very deliberate with their offense. They run through their offense. They don't let it fly like Arlington does. Arlington gets the ball, as we've seen, the last few weeks. They get the ball and they want to go, and especially James Dingman and Lincoln Fudge. Those guys are going to put up some numbers and put up some shots. Belmont's just the opposite. They're very deliberate in their offense.
Arlington will go with the same starting five that has started the majority of the games, at least all the games we've been at so far tonight, which is number 23, Caden Mills, number 0, Peter Clardy, number 33, James Digman, number 22, Nico Trapotsis. Those are all quad captains of the Spy Ponder team. Rounding out the starting five is Lincoln Fudge, number 21. Tip is controlled by the Spy Ponders. Underway here at the Kozlowski Gymnasium. The final season here at the Kozlowski Gymnasium. Lincoln Fudge starts out with a long three shot, is no good. We'll check the starting five for the Marauders when we get a chance. But up ahead of the pack is number 25, the sophomore. And Tim, you talked about him before the game with me off camera, Andre Chavushian, and he lays it up and in for the first points of the game.
He's sort of a poor man's version of James Dingman, and that's no slight because James is such a good player, but he really attacks the basketball. He's very crafty taking it to the hoop. He'll reverse layup, but once he gets in a little bit of space in the hoop, he's not a big guy, but he's super athletic. He's a multi-sport athlete at Belmont, and he's got a really bright future here because he really knows how to score the basketball.
A team control foul committed by Arlington. James Digman setting the screen on the foul line there. A little bit too aggressive, according to the officials. Came up with the arms high, and they ruled him for a team control foul. So James with a quick foul, his first on the team.
Yeah, Belmont will run the motion offense. They'll be very deliberate. They won't take quick shots.
And a traveling violation committed by number 5, Damian Lilla. Lilla, one of the tri-captains for the Marauders, along with number 4, Donovan Hallway. The other tri-captain is number 13, Gabriel Meyer-Heron. Also in the starting lineup for Belmont is Ryan O'Byrne, number 11. And we mentioned Javushian, the sophomore, number 25.
Yeah, you don't want to get up to bat against O'Byrne. He throws gas. He's a really good baseball player.
Oh, no. Hallway with the steal, and in the ensuing action, Dingman commits the foul. And for James, that's going to be foul number 2. We've only played, I can't see if that's a 6 or a 5. Is that a 6? So we've only played 1 minute and 12 seconds, and James Digman's going to have to go to the bench with those 2 fouls.
That's tough, too. That's they get the 1-2 scoring punch with obviously Lincoln Fudge and James Digman, and now all of a sudden Digman gets 2 fouls real early in the game.
First free throw is good by Hallway.
Hallway's a really good player. You look at his stroke here from the line. He's got really good form. He's obviously a tall kid. He's very athletic. And I think if he looked to attack the basket a little bit more, he'd be right up there in the top scorers.
Number 12, Alexei Troposis, replaces James Digman on the missed free throw ball. Almost got knocked out of bounds, but a great save there by Caden Mills.
First dive of the game for Caden Mills. Expect several more.
Now Arlington's going to have to look for offense from somebody besides Lincoln Fudge, with Dingman on the bench and foul trouble. This Fudge baseline jump shot, no. Nico with the offensive rebound. Ball's knocked loose. Last touch by Belmont. It will be Arlington ball.
A good shot by Fudge. Fudge gets all his shots. He takes a lot of shots, but he always gets them through the offense. He doesn't force the ball at all.
I don't have a long enough cable. I'm stringing stuff together for now. How do I know what we're looking at? Did I eventually be up?
.15 on the shot clock for the Ponders.
Belmont's playing really tough defense. We haven't seen defense this tough. I don't think that we've seen that this year. They're a really, really tough defensive team.
A nice dump pass inside to Clark. Shot is blocked by Hallway, knocked out of bounds. It will remain Arlington ball, but only 2 seconds on the shot clock.
You see how he went up with his left hand. Most players go up with their right hand, then they create contact. He's a very smart player, goes up with his left hand, clean block.
Fudge is going to have to launch it. He does at the shot clock buzzer. It's an air ball, and on the shot clock violation, the Marauders turn the Ponders over. head coach of the Marauders. In his second year is Darren Martinez. Of course, the head coach for the Spy Ponders in his 5th season is Jack Woods. He's assisted by Matt Woods and Mike Palladino. Chavushian into the paint, excuse me. A little lefty flip shot is up and good by Hallway, and Coach Woods is going to take the first time out of the game.
Yeah, Donovan Holloway, really good high school basketball player, man. He's a big kid. He's getting better as the season goes on. He did play football this year, so he had a little bit of a slow start, but he's a really, really good high school player. And if he's attacking the hoop like that and they're not helping out on help defense, he's going to have a field day. And the other thing, too, that's going to create some space for him because he's a very good three-point shooter and a mid-range shooter as well.
5:36 remaining first quarter. Spy Ponders yet to score. They trail 5-0, and Coach Woods took his first time out.
I think it's really tough that you get Dingman, who's averaging, 24, 23, 25 points.
Somewhere in that area.
Yeah, and then you take someone like that out of your offense, which everything revolves around him and Fudge, and then you have to throw in, you're throwing in one of your defensive players, which, obviously you're throwing in Troposis, which is a great defensive player, but doesn't have the offensive ability as Dingman does, and it's going to be a big loss for them in the first half here.
It's pretty much been Coach Woods' philosophy throughout the course of the season that a player who picks up 2 fouls in the first half sits out the remainder of the half. Let's see if he makes an exception to that rule here in this game with James Digman having the 2 early on.
Yeah, it's tough because you got to tell him, hey, you got to be careful. You can't be too aggressive, but you don't want him to slack off on defense.
Mills spun into the paint there and kicked it out to Fudge. Fudge goes to the hole strong, no, but he's fouled on the play. Now, if you're Belmont, do you change your defensive philosophy knowing that, Lincoln Fudge is the other key scorer for Arlington and James is out? Maybe double him a little bit more and have somebody else beat you.
Yeah, you got to at least with some serious help defense. I'm not sure if you double him or not, but you definitely want to make sure that everyone is aware if he's taking it to the rack or if he's out on the perimeter, you can slack off and help and they do a rotation. But like I said, Belmont's calling card is their defense. I mean, they're a really good defensive team. Probably one of the better teams that we've seen.
Lincoln hits both free throws. First points of the evening for the Spy Ponders. They trail 5-2, 5:09 remaining first quarter. Looks like Belmont's in the zone. Fudge from the corner 3, no good. Alexei tried for that rebound, couldn't come up with it. Here come the Mars the other way, and then a lucky break there for Belmont as the ball was flicked from behind by Alexei Trapotsis, but it went right to Gabriel Maya-Haran, and Maya-Haran lays it in.
Yeah, Maya-Haran, you look at him, he's an athletic 6'6" kid, really good player. It's like they got all the parts here.
Inside is Alexei Trapotsis, no on the layup, and the rebound goes to Hallway. Hallway all the way to the 10, lays it up and in.
Probably one of the most underrated players in the league. He is, and I've already said it once, but he's a really good high school player.
9-2 Belmont. Bad start for the Ponders. Let's see if they can correct it. They go inside to Caden Mills. He fakes, he goes up, he got hit.
Wow.
No call. Good upbake by Caden Mills. Looked like he drew the contact. He didn't get the call. Here come the Marauders back the other way. Shot is up and no good. Let's see if Arlington can run here. Look like they have a 3-on-1. Clarity to Mills. Mills switches to the left hand. No, but a blocking foul is committed by Hallway.
Yeah, that's what Arlington's going to have to do. They're going to really have to push the pace. It is tough. It's a little easier when you have Fudge and Dingman out there. So it's hard for them to really focus on one of them because they both can score the ball. And now we only have one of them out there. Like you were saying before, you got to shy off them and maybe give them a little extra attention. But it really puts you at a disadvantage.
First free throw rolls around and out. Nico Trapotsis out of the Arlington lineup. He's replaced by number 5, Jack Zambardino.
We're going to need someone else to step up tonight, Don, offensively, especially in the first half. Where we saw Caden Mills the other night pick up a dozen points. And Peter Clardy, I think he had 7 or 9 points. We're going to need someone to pick up the offensive slack here because it can't just be all on Lincoln.
And they're going to get Alexei Trapotsis on a blocking foul. Didn't quite give the offensive player enough room to land and make his move. Good idea there by Alexei, but just a little bit quick on it. He picks up his first third on the team halfway through the first quarter. Spy Pond is trailing at 9-2. Maybe one of the largest deficits we've seen Arlington have all year at home. Undefeated at home so far this year, Tim. Here's Holloway. He has 2 more.
They're going to have to get back on D. You can't just leave Holloway the last man back. I think Alexi thought it was a safety blitz on that last play, Don.
Yeah.
But we've seen that in the last few games where you have 2 guys behind the Belmont, the Arlington defense, and Belmont's going to take advantage of that all day. If they're the last 2 guys back there, Holloway's going to have a field day.
Here comes Zambardino. Baseline drive is going to get it to Trapotsis. They swing it around top of the key. Lincoln Fudge for 3 is no good. Zambardino with the tip. No. He fights for the rebound. And the ball is knocked out of bounds. And Caden was out of bounds when it hit him, apparently, before it landed on the Belmont player, is what they're ruling. And Coach Woods not happy with that call. Shot is up, no good, but they're going to get Zambardino on the foul.
If you look at this Belmont team, I mean, they have all the pieces. They have, Liller is a really good point guard, pushes the ball up, sees the floor really well, distributes the ball. They got the young kid, Andre Chavosian, and then the 3 big kids. And, they seem like they have all the pieces. This is going to be a team to be reckoned with towards the end of the season here.
8-6 overall, 7-5 in the league. First free throw is good by Ryan O'Byrne. He has his first point of the game, and Arlington now facing a 10-point deficit. Make it 11. Four out of the 5 starters have scored for the Marauders, with the exception of Damian Lilla, the captain, tri-captain.
And I think one of the things that Belmont's doing differently than I saw them early in the year is they're pushing the pace. Good take by Fudge.
Fudge baseline drive, couldn't get the roll. On the putback is Peter Clarity, who has 2.
That's what we need. We need Peter Clarity to pick up some offensive slack here while James is out.
Well, now a good double team, that's going to result in a traveling violation.
Yeah, you got those 2 guys. You got Traposis and Caden Mills on you. You got to get rid of the rock at that point.
Ooh, now, are they going to rule a timeout called by Belmont before that traveling violation? I mean, it's definitely a timeout, and I'm pretty sure it's Belmont. So I think that's what they're going to say, is that the timeout was called just before the traveling violation committed. Get our first look at the Arlington Spy Ponder cheerleading squad. Coached by Sarah List and Emily Duke. And the captains are seniors Michaela Edwards and Keely Smith. Junior Mia Tess is also one of the captains on the team. The freshmen are Bhavna Kumare, Brooke Mayer, Abby Whiting, Lydia Scheer, Catherine McDonald, Mia Cochran. 4 sophomores on the squad: Lily Roshankish, Jill Cole, Ina Bared, Haley Lucente. The juniors are Lauren Henneberry, Haley Dow, Lizzie Hink, Gracia Valdez, Rianne Lyons, Ryan Lawless, and Angela Cristobal. And the other seniors on the team are Meg Kunsolo and Amelia Lipman.
Belmont made a couple of subs there. They brought in Jaden Arno, number 3, more of a defensive specialist and also really good distributing the basketball.
Has Arno with the ball there right now. Also in the lineup, it looks like just that one substitution maybe, Huff. Steal by Arlington. Clarity keeps it in. Ball's loose, and Arlington comes up with it. 13-4, Belmont. 2:10 remaining, first quarter.
Yeah, they could put Arno. Oh my goodness, he took like 4 steps.
He almost ended up in Lexington on that one.
They put Arno on Lincoln Fudge. He's going to play tough D.
Lincoln takes the pull-up jump shot and hits.
Oh man, that's a tough shot, and they needed it. Stop the bleeding a little bit.
Fudge has 4 of Arlington's 6. Spy Ponders have cut 4 points off the Belmont lead. It was once 13-2, now it's 13-6. Traveling violation committed by Chavushian.
Yeah, they put Arno on Fudge. Arno's a great athlete. He was the quarterback of the Belmont team this year, 2-time player of the week in the Globe. Just a great high school athlete.
Looks like they're going to switch it up this time, as it looks like Hallway is now on Fudge. So
Yeah,
maybe
they're
they're
going to give him a couple different looks.
Right. Zambardino for 3. This would be nice.
That would be huge.
No. Belmont trying to leak ahead of the pack, but Clardy picks it off like a defensive back. Here comes Fudge. He's going to go all the way to the 10, lays it up and in.
That's a really nice take over Holloway.
Half dozen now for Lincoln. Minute 12 remaining. First quarter. Ponders have cut into the lead. It's now 13-8 Belmont. Good strong move by Meyer Heron. He'll go to the line for 2. Couldn't see if that foul was against 21 Lincoln Fudge or 23 Caden Mills. Either way, it's the Arlington's 5th team foul of the first quarter, so that was a shooting foul anyway, but Belmont will be in the bonus for the duration of the first quarter.
Like I said before, Belmont really subs a ton. They have 2 guys coming in now. One of them is a freshman, pretty good-sized kid that plays really fundamentally sound.
That's Braden Dargon, number 22.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's going to be a very good player. But he comes in and gives you some good minutes. You get to sit the seniors. They do a good job with their substitution patterns.
Meyer Heron hits 1 of 2, and the Belmont lead is 6 coming up on the final minute of the first quarter.
And that, you look, they got someone different on Fudge. So they're switching on Fudge every possession.
Zambardino on the baseline drive.
Nice
Beautiful
pass.
pass to Clardy, who made the cut, and he lays it up and in. Great offense there by the Ponders.
Not only was that a good pass, it was a really good catch. One of the most underrated things in basketball. You got to catch the ball before you can do anything with it. That was a great catch by Peter Clardy.
The once 11-point Marauder lead is down to 4 as we come up to on the final 30 seconds of the first half. Here's Meyer Heron. No. Offensive foul. Caden Mills took the charge, and Meyer Heron commits the foul.
Yeah, might as well run into a brick wall there. But he had his feet set, and Caden really anticipated that Heron was going to take it to the hoop and got his feet set. That was a great defensive play by Caden Mills.
Number 30, Joshua Christensen, into the Marauder lineup. So as Tim mentioned, Belmont plays a lot of players. They've probably played 8, maybe 9 guys so far tonight.
The game I saw, last game I saw, they played 14 kids, and it wasn't like the 14th kid played a minute. They played semi-equally.
Final shot opportunity for the Spy Pond. The shot clock is off. Arlington down by 4, 15 seconds to go. That clock in your screen is a little bit off right now. There's actually 10 seconds to go. Here's Zambardino on the drive. Up and under, no. Ball's knocked loose. Last touch by Arlington. It will be Belmont ball. Now the clock is accurate, as you see. 3.4 seconds to go. The score is not. It's 14-10. Spy Ponders trail. Let's see if Belmont can get off a final shot in these final 3.4 seconds.
I like how Zach is taken to the hoop. You know, he's one of the guys that come in, usually defense, rebound, run the play, but, you know, he's trying to pick up the slack. But a couple of good takes there.
Arlington certainly didn't want to foul there, as they allow the half-court shot attempted by Damian Lilla no good, and that would be the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, the way things were going there, Arlington's very happy to be down 14-10 after the first.
And we're going to go down to Nick.
Nick's courtside.
Interesting first quarter, guys. The Arlington Spy Ponders trailing by a score of 14-10. The Arlington Spy Ponders obviously came out into this game down pretty quickly. The Belmont Marauders really got into it quickly. Spy Ponders able to contain things towards the end of that first quarter and draw themselves back within 4. Now, offense is going to be a key for the Spy Ponders here. They've already started to learn this Belmont Marauders offense a little bit as the quarter has gone on. They're going to need to get some balls into the basket this quarter if they want to stay into it. So for that, I'll throw it up to the guys in the booth. I'm your host, Nick Antonakis.
Thank you, Nick. And Tim, what we saw in that first quarter was something we hadn't seen too much of in the last 3 games. When I interviewed Coach Woods after the last game, we talked about Arlington winning every quarter in those 3 games. He actually indicated that they lost 1 quarter to Lexington by 1 point, and then one of the quarters was tied. But Arlington had won 10 of the last 12 quarters. They lose this quarter 14-10, and they find themselves down for the first time in a long time, the last few home games anyway.
Yeah, it's very unusual. I think that most of it has to do with, James Dingham picking up his 2 quick fouls in the first, what was it, about a minute 40?
Yeah, and at least at this point, Coach Woods hasn't gone back to him. Let's see if he stays true to that strategy throughout the duration of the second quarter. Arlington was able to chop into the lead without him. Now the shot is no good. It looks like that's number 22, Braden Dargon, on the missed three-point attempt. So Arlington can get this lead down to 2 or maybe 1 with the three-pointer.
Because they sub a ton. The one guy that they do leave in is Donovan Holloway. But
Fudge
everyone
for
else.
3, around the rim and out. Here comes Lilla. Excuse me, that's Arno.
That's Jaden Arno.
There's Lilla. Into the paint, kicks it out to Arno for 3. Around the rim and out, Caden Mills with the rebound. Caden Mills, baseline drive, flips it up with the left hand, no. Clarity fights for the offensive rebound. And the ball gets up into the hands of Holloway, makes a nice pass down low, and laying it up and out, is Dargon. Spy Ponders come up with a break there for Arlington on the missed shot.
I really like how Belmont's pushing the pace. Last couple of times I saw them, they were really deliberate on offense, but they're trying to get it up the floor, and I think that's the reason that their offense is cooking tonight.
Clarity of the basket, no, wouldn't have counted anyway. They're going to say the foul occurred on the drive before the shot, so Arlington will get the ball on the baseline, new 35 seconds on the shot clock. Spy Ponders down by 4. Caden Mills, Peter Clarity, Jack Zambardino, Alexei Tripotsis, and Lincoln Fudge, the 5 for the Spy Ponders. Arlington turns it over.
Yeah, it was just a bad handoff. It was sort of clean, but then he just kicked it off his knee, and it's tough to get the ball when you're not expecting that.
Six and a half minutes to go, second quarter. Nice entry pass there, and pretty much easily laying it in was Dargon. He got good position and just put it up off the window.
Yeah, not only are they long with their starters, you're bringing another 6'4" kid off the bench. And I think they still have a few more guys that we haven't seen yet that have some length. One of the longest teams in the Middlesex League for sure.
Alexei Tripotsis for a little jump shot, no. Holloway gets it ahead of the pack. Swing it into the corner. Now Lilla's going to take a high arching shot, no. Zambardino went down on that, but he seems to be okay. Here comes Peter Clarity back the other way. Caden Mills in the drive, goes strong to the hole and lays it up and in.
Big hoop. I mean, the Brandon Dargan's a good player. He just got hit hard by Mills right in the chest. I don't think he was ready for that.
First basket of the game for Caden. Spy Ponders cut the deficit back down to 4. Three-point shot here is good. Wasn't the prettiest looking shot by Joshua Christensen, but
yeah,
he finds the bottom of the barrel and he gives Belmont a 7-point lead. It's 19-12, 5:16 remaining in the first half.
The last game against Arlington, he took a couple of threes and didn't make them, but you could tell that he was a shooter just from his attitude and his temperament. There it
Fudge,
is.
it was challenged by Holloway. I think Holloway may have gotten a piece of that, and now here comes him back the other way. Nice pass to Lilla. The two captains exchange passes, but Lilla unable to make the bunny. Here comes Peter Clarity for the Ponders. All the way to the hole. Peter Clarity lays it up and in.
Yep, I think that's what we need. We need a little bit of offense from Peter. Peter, I mentioned pregame that I really thought that Donovan Holloway was a good player. He's a good all-around player. Like he's bringing the ball up. He's a 6'5" kid, and he throws that pass. After a couple of dribbles, they didn't convert, but there's really good court vision, and I really like his game. It seems like Belmont really has all the momentum and everything, but then you look up, it's only a 5-point game, and your leading scorer, or maybe the leading scorer in the league, or one of the top leading scorers, played a minute and a half. So
right,
you just got to keep it close, and then hope for the best in the second half here.
And that timeout was called by Arlington, so Coach Woods has used 2 timeouts in the first quarter and a half so far tonight. And it looks like he will not go to James Digman at this point anyway in the second quarter.
I'd have him shooting on the side.
Yeah, he doesn't need any practice shots. He's got to come in jacking in the third quarter. Double team here by the Ponders. Couldn't quite get the steal. They work it into the corner for Arno's 3. No good. Alexei Tripotsis with a nice rebound. Outlet pass to brother Nico. Nico swings it to Clarity.
Alexi gets better every week. You know, he's always played tough defense, but he's getting rebounds. He's passing the ball well. What a great play to have come off the bench. And completely accepts his role. You know, he doesn't try to do too much. He does what he's capable of. Here comes James Dingman.
Named James Dingman, and for the first time tonight, number 4, Jonas Burrell into the Arlington lineup. As Alexi Traposis will get a break, as will Peter Clardy. Clardy jumped in on that last loose ball, creating the held ball situation. Arlington will get a full shot clock out of this, and the ball on the baseline. 4:20 to go, second quarter. Fudge, top of the key 3, long. Belmont back the other way. They have a little bit of a numbers advantage if they push it. They decide to take it back up top. This little crossover there by Chavushian, and ball stolen by Lincoln Fudge. He's got away to the basket all alone, and he lays it in. That player there, Arnold, couldn't really challenge him. Fudge is too big and too tall, and he took it right at him.
Yeah, Arnold would have tackled him if he could have.
8 for Lincoln. Half of Arlington's 16. Spy Ponders down by 3. This is as close as they've had it in a while, I believe. I think they had it as close as 4. 3-point shot by Chavushian around the rim and out.
It's not really their strong point. They have a couple of shooters, but not a ton of them on Belmont.
Spy Ponders could tie it with a 3 after trailing by as many as a dozen.
I'd clear out and let James take it to the wrapper.
Here's what you got. You wanted.
Exhibit
You got
A.
it. Spin move.
That's all right.
No.
That's all right. Keep challenging him there.
And he's got to get his legs back after sitting for that long period of time. He'll probably knock down his next shot. Arlington comes up with an empty possession. Unable to cut into the Belmont lead any further. They're down by 3. 3 minutes to go. First half steal by Digman. He's got numbers 3 on 2. James Digman to the basket. Came up a little short. I think he lost control of it, unfortunately, just before he went for the shot. Now the Belmont player, unaware of the Arlington pressure behind him, Spy Ponders steal it. And Belmont steals it back. Now Belmont might have some numbers. And trying to throw it down was Maya Haran. He missed it. Now flicking it back up and in is Chavushian.
Yeah, he's tricky under the hoop there. He's really good at finishing.
Yeah, that was kind of a nifty little shot there. As the defensive player was there, and he was able to put it up and under his arm and get the 2 for Belmont. A much needed 2 after the missed dunk, I might add.
Yeah, well, Maya Haran's got to just finish that in any way that is successful. Doesn't have to be a dunk, a little layup, especially if it's going to be a tight game.
Absolutely. Missed dunk still counts for 0 points.
Yeah,
Last
hey,
time
Coach,
I
you can try to dunk, but if you miss, guess who's sitting next to me?
I'm surprised he didn't take him out, but I guess he didn't. That's Coach Martinez's decision there. Now a bunch of substitutions. Hallway back into the game for Belmont.
Arno gave him good minutes, lots of energy.
Clarity back into the game for Arlington. Both Traposis are in there. Lincoln Fudge in there, and James Digman, the 5 for the Spy Ponders. Arlington changes it up a little bit here, 1-2-2. Belmont does a nice job maintaining their composure and breaking that press with relative ease.
Travel.
Ooh, no, I think they're going to get Alexi on a reach-in foul.
You don't mind when Alexi gets a foul because he's in there to play defense, create some havoc, and his physicality is off the chart. So if he gets a couple of fouls, so be it. That's what he's in there for.
Second team foul against Arlington in the second quarter. Belmont has committed just 1, under 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Nice pass.
Maya Christensen, I think it was Clardy, tried to take the charge. He didn't get the benefit of that call. And Maya Christensen lays it up and Maya Haran lays it up and in.
Yeah, and Peter really had good position there, but I think that there was just not enough contact to make the call.
I agree. Good non-call by the officials on that
Absolutely.
one.
I love non-calls.
Dingman's open, drives, baseline. And now they're going to get James for an offensive foul. And that one could have gone either way, but nice job there either way by Hallway, at least attempting to get that clean position. And unfortunately, the experiment of having Digman playing with 2 fouls backfires a little bit for Arlington as he picks up foul number 3.
Yeah, and Hallway really anticipated that. He knew that he was going to take it to the hoop. These guys all know each other's games. They probably play together or against each other, and he knows that he's a driver. He got there so quick. really good position. I'm not sure if he had his feet set or not, but still it was really good anticipation by Donovan Holloway.
Here comes Arlington the other way. Lincoln Fudge puts it up. Holloway had a good job establishing position on that one. Swinging around brother to brother. Caden on the drive, and a reach-in foul will be committed by Chavushian.
It's a really, really tough break there with the third foul on James Dingham.
Second team foul against Belmont. Arlington has committed 3. We're coming up on the final minute of the first half. Did Coach Martinez play for Belmont High, do you know?
He did not. You know, I'm pretty sure he played for UMass Dartmouth in college, if I'm not mistaken. I know he was a very good high school player, and I know that he had a very good college career, and I'm almost positive it was UMass Dartmouth.
That's a tough shot for Lincoln Fudge. That baseline kind of going away from the basket. Arlington will continue the pressure defense, trailing by 7. He remains at 7. Shot clock is off. 23-16. Arlington trails. 25 seconds to go, first half.
Get it to Fudge.
Nico, baseline drive, kind of comes up and under, no. And now Belmont can get off a final shot with 14 seconds remaining. We're off by a digit there on the scoreboard that you see at home. 8 seconds to go. Arlington does have a foul to give. Knocked out of bounds by Nico Trapotsis. And with 2.5 seconds to go, Belmont will inbound on the sideline.
Both teams playing good defense.
Ooh. Now, let's see if they put more time up on the clock. They're going to get an illegal screen called against Belmont. Team control foul. Now, if that foul occurred before the ball came in bounds, they really should adjust that clock. I mean, not much, a half a second, but it could be the difference between a clean look and a difficult shot for Arlington. They do not put time on the clock.
Got to get it to Fudge.
It's not going to matter anyway. Mills is going to launch it. We need Digman in there for the end of the quarter shot. He's the master of those.
Yeah, he's been hitting half-court shots and three-quarter shots for the last month.
Correct. That's the end of the first half. The score, Belmont 23, Arlington 16. Will go down to Nick, and then Tim and I will be back with the second half action.
And welcome to our halftime report. The Arlington Spy Ponders trailing by a score of 23-16 here at half. Back and forth first 2 quarters between these two teams. Marauders really came out the gates firing there, as we saw at the beginning of the game. Spy Ponders have kind of kept up since. Still need a bit more on the offensive side of the ball if they want to get back into it. Now, down by about a couple of points. It's about a 6-point game right now. It could be 3 baskets, could be 6. Depends on how the Spy Ponders vary and play on the court. That could mean driving into the basket. Are they going to go for more physicality shots and things like that? Or are they going to be trying to hit from outside from 3? Now, Lincoln Fudge, obviously a sharpshooter for the Arlington Spy Ponders, number 21. He's been one to watch this season. It's going to be a big player to watch in this upcoming half against a very tough team in Belmont. And I have to see what he's going to do in the second half to climb the Spy Ponders back into this game and work themselves more back towards getting back into it. Now, with that, we'll throw you to a quick break throughout our halftime report. We'll be back with second half action in just a few minutes here on ACMi Sports.
Arlington, I've always seen Arlington like get wiped by Reading, and I feel like this year, it feels like a good year for us to beat Reading.
With all the anticipation leading up to this matchup on the road, ACMi Sports decided to take a risk we've never taken before. Take our entire production crew on the road to Reading Memorial High School to capture the game. While Reading's football atmosphere was something our crew had never experienced before, they were up for the challenge. We brought all of our sports production equipment that make ACMi Sports Production special and set out for Reading. ACMi Youth Coordinator Jasper Hamilton and I arrived early to the home of the Rockets with cars full of ACMi equipment. After 7 hours of setup, our crew was ready to do something ACMi Sports had never done before. ACMi Sports pulled out all of the stops, pulling off a production with a variety of graphics, camera angles, replays, and segments. While it took me running back and forth from the press box to the field to pull off sideline reports, it was just a fraction compared to all of the hard work our crew put in.
But they're going to need some wins here towards the end of the season, and ACMi Sports will be there to cover it. Obviously, a huge thank you to everybody at ACMi Sports for making this production happen, traveling out here to Reading and covering this game on the road. We'll be back in Arlington next week for the Spy Ponders matinee matchup on Saturday as we cover back in our regular stadium. But
from ACMi Sports, I'm Nick Antonakis.
ACMi News, where the best stories are yours.
The history of ACMi in 100 seconds. First, we have to go back to the 80s. In 1980, the town of Arlington licensed its first cable television franchise with American Cable Systems, and for the first time there was a facility for public communication within the town. For the next 2 decades, hundreds of citizens used the facility to produce programming for Arlington cable subscribers in the 3 categories known as PEG, P-E-G, Public, Educational, and Government. Under that original license, Arlington Cable Access, or ACA, was created to help the public learn about and make use of the studio until 2006. Let's back up a little bit here, because in April 2003, ACMi was formed as a not-for-profit corporation by a group of Arlington citizens with the goal of improving communication in their town. Over time, a board of directors was chosen and the organization was designated Arlington's official access corporation. In July 2006, ACMi signed its first agreement with the town of Arlington to assume management of Arlington Studio and PEG Community Access Television for the town, which marked the transition from ACA to ACMi. Today, ACMi operates multiple production facilities across the town and promotes the access to learn and engage in community media activities as a part of the action of ACMi News or Public Affairs, or learn how to produce independent films and documentaries. In addition to coordinating the live coverage of local meetings, special events, and sports, ACMi offers production training, studio facilities, and resources. And that was the history of ACMi in 100 seconds. Well, almost.
Here and be able to speak with our fire chief, Kevin Kelly. So first of all, I want to welcome you very much.
Thank you and welcome here.
And thank you for welcoming us here. It's been several years since we were last here, and the place still looks sparkling clean and impressive.
Well, it's nice.
I think they put bank up top.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous, and it's in! Unbelievable! Team Kanyan out of nothing! Unbelievable!
Without a change in the way that we are funded, this industry will not exist. It's not taxpayer money, it's cable subscriber money. The cable providers are mandated to give up to 5% of the money that they make in the town. As the number of cable subscriptions go down, so does the percentage that goes to a place to fund like ACMi. So many people in community media were able to step up during that pandemic and really keep local governments moving. So the demand really went up while the funding's going down. If you're asking cities and towns to put together not only the equipment, but the manpower to run that equipment, there's the real bottom line cost associated with that.
ACMi News always has you covered. Giving you up-to-the-minute stories that count. ACMi News, where the best stories are yours.
And as we get ready for a second half action, the Spy Ponders find themselves down 23-16. We've talked about Arlington winning every quarter the last 3 games, and so far tonight they're 0 for 2. They lost the first quarter 14-10. Second quarter, Belmont beats them 9-6. Arlington with only 6 second quarter points, and that's probably a direct result of James Digman being in foul trouble for most of this first half.
Yeah, they got Dingman back in there. Hopefully he can turn things around here. I'm not sure. Has he scored yet, Don?
He is scoreless tonight.
Yeah, you get someone averaging about 25 that hasn't scored. That's tough for your offense to recoup that.
Both teams with their starting 5 in the game for Arlington. It's number 21, Lincoln Fudge, number 0, Peter Clardy, number 23, Caden Mills, number 22, Nico Trapotsis, and number 33, James Dingman. For Belmont, number 4, Donovan Hallway, number 5, Damian Lilla, number 11, Ryan O'Byrne, number 13, Gabriel Maharan, and number 25, Andre Chavushian. Arlington comes up empty on their first possession of the second half.
Yeah, Lincoln's got some good looks. You got to figure just with the odds, some of them are going to start falling. That was he had a wide open 3 there.
Actually, that was Arlington's second half possession. Now a good follow up there by O'Byrne.
Yeah, that's the thing with Belmont. Like I said, they're a long team. They got a couple of big kids in there. O'Byrne being one of them. He's going to crash the boards. You got to box out and play some good team rebounding, which we've seen in the past with Arlington, that they've, even against bigger teams, they get the defensive rebounds, but they let O'Byrne sneak in there and get an easy bunny.
O'Byrne picks up that foul. Yeah, I don't know if they put that up on the wrong side. That should be 2 team fouls on Belmont, right? Didn't Belmont have a foul? They just corrected that up on the big scoreboard, but Arlington not able to convert after that foul. They turn it over. Belmont with the ball and a 9-point lead. It's be a bit of an upset here tonight.
Yeah,
should
absolutely.
Belmont hold on?
You know what's interesting? You got Dingman on Holloway too. They're one of their better players, if not their best player, and that's a little dangerous there because he's going to get the basketball and he's going to attack James because James got the 3 fouls.
Belmont did a nice job there of getting a matchup of Maya Haran on Clardy, and the taller player was able to score. Dingman to the basketball's knocked loose. And Arlington is off to a sluggish start here, beginning of the third quarter. Pull-up jump shot there is no good by Lilla.
When you look at Belmont, Don, with the way they play their defense, they're playing a little bit more up-tempo than they used to, and the amount of players that can really push the ball. It's almost like they should be a better team.
Clardy went hard to the basket, but the ball was knocked away by Chavushian. Now Hallway with the missed jump shot, and let's see if Arlington can score some points here. Dingman fakes, baseline drive. Now he's bottled up, and they're going to get Chavushian on the reach and foul, and that'll be team foul number 3 against the Marauders here early in this third quarter.
I don't know if I've seen a better all-around team. You know, we've seen obviously Lexington, Reading, Wilmington. But, I mean, Belmont comes at you in waves. They got a lot of kids that can play. They got a few shooters. They got a good point guard, and they got some big kids.
New shot clock on the foul for the Ponders. 5:48 to go, third quarter. Lincoln Fudge to the basket, lays it up and in.
That's what he's got to start doing. Attack the hoop. His shot isn't falling yet. It may, but when you're not hitting your threes, you got to get to the bucket.
Lincoln is the first player in double figures in tonight's game for either team. And Arlington trails it by 9 with 5:26 to go, third quarter. We'll go inside. The spin move. Caden got a hand on that. As O'Byrne tried to spin on him. Now a long three-point shot is off to the right by Maya Haran.
They'll give him that all night. I think once James gets one, he's going to get a couple in a row.
On the drive there, James looked like he had a lane, but a Belmont player got a hand on that ball. Knocked it off of James, out of bounds, Belmont ball.
Yeah, it went off his hip. He hasn't gotten into a rhythm yet offensively.
Under 5 minutes remaining, third quarter. Arlington still down by 9. They've only scored 18 points so far. Inside, Maya Haran, a little flip shot, no, but there's O'Byrne. Is that O'Byrne? Yes, it is, and he lays it in.
O'Byrne's really good on the offensive glass. He gets inside position there, and that's really his forte.
That's just hard work there by O'Byrne twice now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, good athletic kid.
And now the pass from Clardy to Mills, unable to work there, and Arlington takes another timeout.
Yeah, you look at O'Byrne, he skates his lane, he plays tough defense, he rebounds, he gets the offensive glass. When he gets the opportunity, he puts it in. He doesn't try to do too much, but he does what he can do, and he does it really well.
Arlington outscored so far 6-2 in this third quarter. 4:32 remaining, and the Ponders trail at 29-18.
I mean, some of the games we've seen, the Ponders would have 18 points in warm-ups.
Right.
It's just very unusual for the low scoring, and I just think that their rhythm is off just because of the fact that, you know, one of their best players, or one of their best two players there, had to come out of the game in the first half for most of the first half, and they just haven't got back in sync yet. And their calling card offensively has been, you know, pushing the ball up the floor, getting easy buckets, and then if that's not there, they bring it back out, rotate the ball, and still attack the hoop, but they just haven't been able to do that.
This is the final game of a 4-game homestand for the Spy Ponders. Pretty much, I guess, except for Cambridge, against towns or cities that border Arlington. We had Lexington, Winchester, Belmont, and Watertown. Well, I don't think Watertown, I take that back. Watertown doesn't border Arlington, you have Belmont in between. But close enough cities and towns.
Easy commutes.
Easy commutes. good teams that travel well. So we've had some good crowds here for these last 4 games. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the telecast, Spy Ponders are undefeated here at the Tozlowski Gymnasium so far this year. And that's in a little bit of doubt right now. O'Byrne tried a 3, no. Caden Mills has the rebound.
Yeah, besides Holloway and the kid who came off the bench, Christensen, I'd let anyone else shoot the ball. I just don't think that they have the shooters, but I know Holloway can really fill, and obviously the kid Christensen comes off the bench as almost as a designated shooter.
Fudge with a quick catch and shoot from three-point land. Clardy with the steal. Here goes Peter Clardy to the basket, lays it up and in.
Now they'll pick up full and try to double up here. Get a quick one and then another quick one.
Clardy with 8, Mills with 2, Fudge with 10. Arlington has only had scoring from 3 players. Now all the way to the basket.
And Dickman contested that shot too. I almost had to get a defibrillator.
Damian Lilla with his first basket, the tri-captain, on the scoring sheet for the Marauders, and the lead is back up to 11. 31-20. more than halfway through this third quarter. Dingman still scoreless.
I'd almost force the ball to him. You know, run a set play just for him.
That's a tough shot.
That is a tough shot.
Ooh, a very questionable decision there by Donovan Hallway, the tri-captain, to foul James Dingman after that shot. And maybe that will be the thing that gets James going. He'll go to the line for two. If he can knock these down, he sees the ball go in the basket a couple times for himself, and then he plays with the confidence that he's had all season long.
Yeah, I don't think that you know, that's too tough of a shot to contest that aggressively. You're almost like, okay, you know, I played good defense. He's going to take a fade away from 14 feet. Good luck.
Yep.
You don't have to foul him on that.
The Traprotzis brothers replace each other. Alexei and Nico out. James with his first point of the game. If nothing else, Arlington wants to keep this within single digits entering the fourth quarter. And James does just that right now, at least with 3:09 to go. Arlington down by 9.
And you're going to see Arlington pick up full for the rest of this thing. If nothing else, it just slows Belmont down a little bit.
Nice little pick and roll there. Shots missed by Mayer Haran. Puts it back up and in.
He's really having a good game.
Yeah, good job there by Gabriel Mayer Haran, staying with it and getting the putback basket.
Playing very aggressively, both on the defensive glass and also offensively.
Hallway on Dingman. That's a good matchup there. Dingman kicks it out to Caden. Caden wasn't quite ready for it. Arlington turns it over.
On that one, when James gets the ball on the wing like that, they got to send Alexei through and then just go you one-on-one. You have the whole quarter court. And even though Holloway's a good defensive player, you just let James take his chances there. But it was too congested, not enough spacing.
Lilla to the basket, no. Let's see if they get ahead to James. James thought he was open, but Holloway was behind him. It would have been a bad pass to make that. Clardy dumps it down on Caden. Caden picks it up, flips it up, no. He is fouled on the play. He'll go to the line for 2. 2:08 remaining, third quarter. Arlington down by 11. The closest they've made so far in this third quarter is 9.
Caden's got to take his time, bend his knees, and make these.
Arlington needs every point they can get. And he hits the first free throw.
You got to figure they're going to put some pressure on you right here. Made or missed, they're going to pick up full.
Looks like it's going to be long. It is. Alexei tried to keep it alive. Now he makes a steal from behind. Caden got a hand on it. Super aggressive defense by the Ponders, but he couldn't get the steal. James has to be careful here. We definitely don't want him to pick up foul number 4.
Yeah, covering Belmont's best player, too.
Arno for 3. No. Caden Mills comes away with the rebound. Here comes Arlington back the other way. Alexei Trapotzis on the cut to Lincoln Fudge. He faked the 3. Get it to James. James tried to get it to Peter Clardy, and it's just not in sync tonight so far for Arlington.
Yeah, you get too quick. I almost would have liked Lincoln just to jack that from where he was. I mean, we've seen him make some super tough shots. I think James just told him to shoot it. But you don't see Lincoln taking any bad shots. If he got his feet set and he's in the same gym as you are, I'd let it fly.
Alexei Trapotzis picked up that foul in the backcourt for Arlington. First on the team. Belmont has committed 5. Arlington's in the bonus for the rest of the way now. Nice little entry pass there by Lilla to Mayer Haran, and Mayer Haran lays it in.
Yeah, Lilla's really good at distributing the basketball. He sees the whole floor. Good floor general there.
Mayer Haran now the game's leading scorer with 11. Nice backdoor cut by Clark. Ooh, we got away with the travel there. And they're going to call him for a double dribble.
Coach Woods wanted him to take it up and a reverse layup.
Now substitutions for the Ponders. Number 4, Jonas Burrell, and number 5, Jack Zambardino replace Clardy and Dingman with 1:08 to go. Third quarter, Arlington down by 12.
Real smart substitution, taking Dingman out with 1:08 to go. You don't want him picking up a cheapie.
Yeah, that tired end of quarter foul. Caden Mills almost knocked it away.
Look how Caden can just push you off the ball with just a little lean in.
Now Fudge will be called for the over-the-back foul there.
Coach Woods is like, oh, you don't really need to do that. Yeah, just keep your position. Make him beat you out there. He's sort of in the medium to high post. Let him get the ball there. As long as you're behind him, between him and the hoop, he's not very dangerous out there.
Number 23 for Belmont, Jasper Reddig, into the Marauder lineup for the first time tonight.
Another really good athlete. You'll see him. He plays really tough defense. They could bring these guys off the bench. He's gonna D up. He can hit the three too.
There was some talk there at the scorers table. They figured out what the problem was. Now Belmont, about a 12-second differential between the two clocks. 12-point Belmont lead. Ooh, that's got to be a charge. Really? Ooh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, really looked like Jonas Burrell had the position, and a Belmont player went crashing in.
And wasn't in control.
And it's going to be a two-shot foul, too.
Yeah, I really don't like that call. I mean, he lost the ball. He wasn't in control.
Here's a replay. First replay of the night. Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
And even the Belmont player slapped the padding behind the basket out of bounds there. I think he thought the foul was going against him, but it doesn't go Arlington's way, and they're going to have to make the adjustment. Mayor Haran hits the first free throw.
I'm not sure what else he's supposed to do. He had both feet set. He was there early. He anticipated it, and
toughest call in basketball, the block charge.
Yeah.
Maya Haran hits both free throws. He's now up to 13, matching his uniform number. And the biggest lead of the game for the Marauders, 37-23. Shot clock is off. 29 seconds remaining, third quarter.
Got to get Fudge a look here, you'd think.
Up and under as Jack Zambardino lays it in.
Good move by Jack. Needs some buckets off the bench. Needs someone else to get some offense here. I mean, he's just the guy.
Arlington has a foul to give. They can be super aggressive. Maybe try to turn it over and get off a final shot. 3 seconds to go. Three-point shot is up and short. And on the putback, no. It was Tamer Say, number 10, who checked into the Belmont lineup with the shot. It couldn't go, and that's the way the third quarter will end. The score at the end of 3, Belmont 37, Arlington 25. We'll go down to Nick, and Tim and I will be back for the fourth quarter action.
The Arlington Spy Ponders trailing here at the end of the third quarter by a score of 37-25. Arlington starting to let this game get away from them. They need to get the ball locked down defensively, as we've seen this previous quarter. Starting to get the game running away from them a little bit. Obviously, they're going to need to contain that. This Belmont Marauders offense has been lethal so far today. The Arlington Spy Ponders, not terrible on the offensive side of the ball in this third quarter, but unable to really keep up as the Marauders continue to speed up and travel away at faster speeds in this game. Now, we'll throw you back up to our commentary team up in the booth, and we'll see you after the game for our post-game report. I'm your host, Nick Antonakis.
Thank you, Nick. And Arlington finds themselves down by a dozen, outscored again in that quarter, 14-9. And let's see if Arlington, who's only scored 25 points this entire game, they need to make up a 12-point deficit in one quarter. Fudge, he really hasn't taken many shots since the beginning of the game, and now they're going to get Lincoln on a reach-in foul.
Yeah, that was a contested shot. It was a good shot. It was, in the offensive flow, so he wasn't forcing the ball, but they really came out and contested the shot well. And once again, it's Belmont's length. They're not used to seeing these guys that are, much bigger, much longer than them contesting their shots.
Alexei almost had the steal. Zambardino almost had a steal. Knocked out of bounds, Belmont ball. So it's Zambardino, number 5, Burrell, number 4. Alexei Trapotsis, number 12, Caden Mills, number 23, and Lincoln Fudge, number 21. Timeout called by Belmont.
it's good that Coach Woods has gotten these guys some time earlier in the season because you're really relying on them tonight with the foul trouble. And it's good that you're not coming in cold. Both Burrell and Zambardino have played some meaningful minutes in some pretty big games here, and now they're ready for prime time. That was a good timeout by Belmont. It seemed like they were in a little bit of trouble getting trapped at the right at half court. Coach saw it and said, hey, let's reset this and get this thing going in the right direction. Maybe another minute, half minute, and get James Dingman back in there. I mean, it's
right.
You need.
Who's that gentleman doing the book for Belmont? He's been doing it for a long time, hasn't he? He's up in the stands right now.
Yeah.
You know his name?
He coaches the summer league team for Belmont. A real supporter of the Belmont basketball program, and really knows the game well.
Alexei Trapotsis with the steals. A car crash there, no call. And now I think on the second attempt, they're going to get a shooting foul for Arlington. The first collision resulted in a no call, but on the rebound tap up by Zambardino, a foul committed by Belmont.
I only know him as Coach Chuck, but I know that he knows the game. I've talked to him about hoops lots of times, but he loves the Belmont Marauders, and he does a lot. I know he volunteers his time similar to what you do here for the Spy Ponders, and he's a great guy.
Zambardino hits the first free throw, cuts it to 11. That's the first point of this fourth quarter for either team. James Dingman back into the Arlington lineup. Zambardino has done a nice job off the bench in some extended minutes here tonight. Hits both free throws.
Nice pass.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that shot if I'm Belmont.
I'd be psyched if he took that shot.
But O'Byrne again doing a nice job on the offensive glass.
Yeah, he really camps out in there and gets some good offensive rebound. He gets really good offensive position. He sort of trolls the baseline and then steps up and gets better position.
Hey, that looks like going off the Belmont leg. And now we're going to get some help from the weak side official. Arlington ball.
And O'Byrne, super sturdy kid. He's a pretty athletic kid. He's long arms. He's the one I was telling you, he's a pitcher in baseball. He's really good baseball player. They got a couple of good baseball players on the Belmont team. One of the guys hasn't got in yet, Charles Tinghouse. He's also a very good baseball player.
Arlington has it to 10. Pull-up shot by Lincoln Fudge. I don't know if he wanted the window, but bankers open here on Friday night in Arlington, and a big hoop there for Arlington. They cut it down to 8.
I heard him say glass right before that.
Oh, a nice job there by Belmont, breaking the Arlington press. And there's O'Byrne again down low, putting it up and in.
Yeah, his furthest shot away has been like an inch.
Right.
And he knows where to go, and he finishes strong.
That was a big answer as Arlington to cut it to 8. Now Dingman to the basket, no, but he is fouled on the play. He'll go to the line for 2.
That's good because you just stop the clock, maybe get some buckets with the clock stopped. It seems like it's a blowout, but you're only down 10. You make these, you're down 8. Put some pressure on these guys. Get James back in the game. You get Lincoln to hit a couple of threes, and it's only a couple of possessions.
First free throw is good. Coach Martinez working one of the officials, looking at the legality of the Arlington screens. James still hasn't scored from the floor. All 3 of his points are from the charity stripe. Let's see if he can hit another one here.
What do you say, moving screens? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
You may have a point.
All screens are moving, I think. There's very few legal screens, just to what level they're going to let it get away with.
And then it's just a rep. We're going 1-2-2 here, press. Give them a little different look. Oh, it could have been backcourt. It was backcourt. That's a great move by Coach Wood. Just throw something that they hadn't seen yet, the 1-2-2, full court trap press, and then they draw a turnover on the backcourt.
Well, I hate to disagree with my brother officials on that one, but that's okay. We caught a break there. I think the Belmont player that passed it backward still had 1 foot on the mid.
I think he did too.
On the line, so he is still technically in the backcourt. So I think Arlington caught a break there. All 3 things have to be over, both feet and the ball. And in that case, both feet were not over the line. Break for the Ponders. Let's see if they can take advantage. Arlington swings around for Lincoln Fudge. It looks good, and it is good.
Good ball movement there by Arlington. Clardy finds Fudge. Fudge, money.
All of a sudden, we have ourselves a 5-point game. Arlington was able to convert on that backcourt violation. Now, Alexei Trapotsis all over Lilla.
Playing some tough defense there by Alexei.
20 on the shot clock. 5.5 minutes still to go to the game. Plenty of time, and now Alexei gets called for reach and foul. I thought that was a good call.
Yeah, just a little bit too aggressive, but you get two Trapotsis on you. You better be careful with the basketball.
And it is on Alexei Trapotsis. That's the second team foul for Arlington. New shot clock for Belmont.
I like that play. They set a pick for the inbounder. A good out of bounds play there. Oh, James, please be careful.
Zambardino on the defense there. As Meyer Haran try to get position. Here goes Alexei up. No. Clardy on the putback, puts it up and in.
You know, for a guard wing player, Peter Clardy really gets good position inside. Finishes up.
Clardy now with a dozen, coming up on 5 minutes left in the game. Ponders down by 3. It's a one-possession game. This Hallway, he's been quiet here in the second half. Ball knocked out of bounds. Remains Belmont ball. I'm kind of surprised that Coach Martinez hasn't used a timeout, and now he does.
Yeah, I like Holloway a lot. I think he does a lot of good things. The one thing I wish he would do more for himself and his team is just be a little bit more aggressive offensively. He has a lot of moves. He's got an interior game. He's got an intermediate game, and he also can hit the three. And I think he tries to facilitate a lot, and I think that's probably one of the things when you play with better players, like in the AAU and whatnot, you get used to being a facilitator, whereas here he's one of the better players, and he's got to really look for his offense more than what he's doing now.
We'll go down to Nick.
Yeah, guys, it's been an outstanding game so far. The Spy Pounders rallying back, now within 3. Things are getting tight here at the Kozlowski Gym at Arlington High. Spy Pounders, can they hold up? The crowd is ecstatic here. Cheerleaders, everybody into it. Spy Pounders just down by 3 points now. Can they make this comeback possible against the Belmont Marauders? Only time will tell. Here we go, back to action. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Nick. And just as Nick said, the place is starting to get a little bit crazy here as the overfull crowd for the girls' game is starting to come in. And Arlington now has it as a one-possession game. Down 3 with 5 minutes to go. A little bit under 5 minutes, but pretty much 5 minutes. Belmont seems like they're getting a little tight. They've seen this big, huge lead disappear on them. And a tough shot there by Arno. No rebound fought for. Last touch by Arlington. Belmont ball.
Good job by Holloway getting in there and getting some offensive glass. Forced Belmont to force Arlington to tip the ball out of bounds.
Great beginning to this fourth quarter for the Spy Pounders. They've outscored Belmont 11-2 to cut into the 12-point lead. And now a nice move there by Holloway. He answers with a basket to get the lead back up to 5 for Belmont. Arlington got a stop on that last one, but they couldn't come up with the defensive rebound. That allowed Belmont a second possession, and Belmont capitalized. James Dingman back into the Arlington lineup, and James is called for traveling.
Too many pivot feet there. It's all right. It's a good call, but good ball movement. Belmont really comes at you defensively, and I know Coach really preaches defense, but I mean, probably the best on-ball defense we've seen this year is Belmont. Really tough. They switch well, too.
41-36 Belmont coming up on the halfway point, and Alexei Trapotsis steals the ball. Ahead to Lincoln Fudge. Lincoln Fudge lays it up and in.
Not only was that a great steal, it was a great awareness to see that Fudge was going. It was a nice pass, put it right on the money. Good catch by Lincoln Fudge.
And now Arlington almost with another steal, but Alexei was on the line when he tried to save it.
Does Alexei get better every week, Don?
He does defensively for sure. He still needs to work on that offensive side of his game.
Absolutely.
But that will come. He's only a freshman. And he's not asked to do a lot offensively, quite honestly, either. Now they tried to put the ball in off Caden Mills, and now Caden Mills lays it up and in.
Tried to throw it off his leg.
Tried to throw it off his leg. It went to Clardy, and Clardy found Mills. 1-point game.
Little run and jump defense there.
All the momentum with Arlington right now. They're down by 1. Let's see if Belmont can respond. O'Byrne for 3. Not even close.
I don't know why some of these guys take those.
Yeah, O'Byrne has been so effective down low. I'm surprised that he's even out there and then having the green light to take that shot. Arlington, Tim, with the chance to take the lead right here, right now.
You got to go to your money makers here. You got James Dingman and Lincoln Fudge, 2 of the best scorers in the Middlesex League.
Plenty of time on the shot clock. Fudge in the corner. Up top to Clarity. Back to Lincoln. Lincoln's going to go strong to the basket. A lot of contact there. No. Clarity on the putback gives Arlington the lead.
The garbage man collecting all the garbage.
Peter Clarity with 14 points for the Spy Ponders, and they take a 1-point lead with under 3 minutes to go in the game.
What a game Clarity's had so far, and he just took a charge there that only we saw.
He didn't get that call. 3-person officials. Officiating crew should have seen that. Maya Haran with a big answer for 3.
Big shot by Maya Haran. He got his feet set, nice stroke.
But again, that doesn't happen if you get that charge call. And again, with 3 officials, someone's got to stay with that block charge play. But maybe there just wasn't enough contact there. 2:22 to go in the game. Arlington down by 2. Caden Mills, strong move, lays it up and in. We're tied at 44.
Big bucket by Caden Mills. Took it right to the rack.
2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the game, and we're all tied up. Arlington is trailed by as many as 14 in this game. That was a double dribble.
How is that not double dribble?
I don't think Caden ever touched that ball. I could be wrong. And
Coach Woods is like, he picked it up, and then he dribbled again, and what else happened?
Yeah, if Caden, knocked it out of his hand, he would be eligible for a second dribble. I just don't think that happened, but we're far away, so we didn't really get a good look at it. No matter what, there was, after that, a foul called against Arlington, a non-shooting foul, so it will be Belmont ball on the baseline, 2:02 remaining, and we're tied at 44.
Yeah, the last time they set a screen for Holloway coming off, passing the ball in.
Instead they go inside to O'Byrne, and that's where that's Maya Haran, and he strongly finishes at the rim.
He's had a really nice game, good player.
18 for Maya Haran, high point man for either team in this game, and Belmont reclaims the lead 46-44 with 1:45 to go. Peters in a little bit of trouble, gets it to Lincoln Fudge, and Lincoln takes a timeout.
Good call by Coach Woods there. I think we're going to go down to Nick, see what Nick sees down there. Go ahead, Nick.
What a quarter it has been for the Arlington Spy Ponders. Initially down by 12. The Spy Ponders have stormed back. Now just down by 2. It's 46-44. Spy Ponders elect to take a timeout. Obviously, this is their biggest session of the game. A lot of planning is going to go into this next 30 seconds as the Spy Ponders look to tie up this game and hopefully win it after coming down from 12 points. Spy Ponders obviously have shown a lot of poise in this 4th quarter, coming back, staying mentally strong against a very tough Marauders team. But if you're an Arlington fan, you cannot underestimate the Belmont Marauders. They're a very talented squad. They've been getting a lot of points down low. If you're the Arlington Spy Ponders, you got to play clean basketball in these last 2 minutes and hopefully get some more points on the board. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you very much, Nick. And yeah, just as Nick said, let's see if Arlington can pull out this victory, having trailed the entire game, dealing with James Dingman not really being able to get into it offensively due to his foul trouble. Still only has 3, so he has 1 more he can play with.
Arlington's usually really good coming out of a timeout with the ball offensively. They're going to run a set play here. Watch Fudge or Dingman get open for a bucket.
Arlington down to their final timeout. 15 seconds on the shot clock, 1:36 on the game clock. Arlington down by 2. Here's James being guarded by Hallway. James to the basket, puts it up, no, but he's fouled on the play. He'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, good help defense by Belmont there. You got the 6'5" kid covering you, and then you got the 6'6" kid coming over to help out. I mean, that's a tough defensive presence there. James was able to, because he's so crafty taking it to the hoop, able to get in between them and draw the foul.
Foul goes against Donovan Hallway. Second team foul for Belmont. Neither team's in foul trouble here in the 4th quarter. James around the rim and out on the first free throw. He had been perfect to that point at the line.
You need your freebies here because this is going to come down to a free throw shooting thing here.
3 team fouls for Arlington, 2 for Belmont. around the rim and out. Arlington now still facing that 2-point deficit. They need a steal here, and they get it. But then Caden tried to get it to Alexei, but Belmont stole it right back. Good defense by Belmont. Arlington needs another steal, and Caden Mills with the block. Clarity saves it. Mills saves it. Here come the Ponders.
How do you like Caden Mills just goes up and blocks a shot on a 6'6" kid?
1 minute to go in the game. Arlington down by 2. Ball's deflected into the backcourt by Arno. Peter Clarity into the paint. Caden Mills, strong spin move, puts it up. No, but he'll go to the line for 2.
Not the worst idea for Belmont there, though. You know, you put one of their, you keep the ball out of Dingman and Fudge's hand. It's not the worst idea.
That was a good, strong move by Caden, and actually a good foul by O'Byrne, because I think Caden would have finished that one off had he not been fouled.
Yeah, he had a nice spin move there, and he had some position. Take your time.
49.6 seconds to go. Arlington down by 2. First free throw is no good.
See, I like putting more guys in the lane here.
Oh yeah, Belmont should have 4 people in there for sure.
And I think either way, Arlington's going to pick up full.
Clarity ties up the player. Let's see what we have.
They had 4 guys against 2, but Caden Mills just ripped the ball away.
I think that foul's against Belmont.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And if it is, that's team foul number 5 for Belmont, and that will result in free throws for Arlington. I thought it was Clarity that was fouled, but it will be Caden Mills at the line for 2. Let's see if Caden can make the adjustment necessary after his last trip to the line. He's still a little bit short.
Yeah, he's short on him. He's got to follow through a little bit, bend his knees, take his time, and follow through.
Still 46.6 seconds to go. Caden Mills spacks him as the second one. Arlington remains down by 2. They need another steal. Belmont has a player ahead of the pack. It's O'Byrne, and O'Byrne lays it in. Arlington with the pressure defense. It didn't work out for them that time. O'Byrne got behind the last player, and now it's a 4-point game. Dingman for 3. Off the mark, no. Clarity with the steal. Out of bounds, last touch by Peter. It will be Belmont ball. Shot clock is off. 26.6 seconds to go. Arlington has to foul.
Yeah, that's been the weak link of Arlington's press the whole year, is they've always gotten guys behind their defense, and especially against good teams, they're going to recognize that and get the ball. Look at this, got 2 guys right now, too.
Dingman commits the foul at midcourt. Arlington's team foul number 4, so no free throws yet for Belmont. The next foul will result in 2 shots for the Marauders. Let's see if Arlington can get a steal before the foul. Dingman will check out of the Arlington lineup. They don't want him picking up that foul, because the next one committed by James will foul him out of this game.
Charlie Tingos in the game now.
Arlington goes for the double team. They don't get it. Now they have to foul. Clary's trying to foul, and they finally call it.
Good foul. They just fouled a guy who just came in the game.
Right.
I think he's a pretty good free throw shooter, though.
I mean, they must have brought Charles Tingos into the game for a reason, but boy, that's difficult to not play for 47 minutes and 41 seconds, and now we say, yeah, go to the line and knock down these 2 free throws to decide the game, or help decide the game. Let's see what he has. He's a freshman. No.
Sophomore.
Sophomore, yes.
Really good high school athlete. Probably be the starting quarterback next year for the football team.
And first free throw is short.
Really, really good baseball player, talented baseball player.
Dingman back in, Zambardino out. Arlington will play the offense-defense thing. Looks like Lilla is ready to check back into the lineup should Tingos make this free throw. He makes 1 of 2.
Good for Charlie, though.
Yeah,
He'll come off the bench, make 1 and 2. That's darn good. And then he goes back out. Instant offense. Just add water.
Still a 2-possession game. Arlington down by 5 with 19 seconds to go. Obviously, Arlington cannot afford any empty possessions for the remainder of this game. Here comes Peter Clarity.
I like Fudge jacking a 3 here, maybe.
Dingman Into the paint, strong, throws it
And
up.
one.
Count the basket, and James Digman will go to the line with a chance for a three-point play. James gets his first basket of the game. And Arlington trails by 3 with 9.4 seconds to go.
They put another big guy in there.
Braden Dargan, number 22.
Good substitution by Belmont there. So they have 4 of their bigger guys in there trying to get the defensive glass, just in case James does not make this.
And Zambardino was at the scorer's table. He'll check in after James makes his free throw. It's a 2-point game.
Oh, so they're going to foul, so they want James out. Does James have 3 or 4, Don?
4.
Okay.
7 points for James. That was his first basket of the game on that 3-point play. Arlington will have to go to the immediate foul.
He can't come out. He didn't play. I think what they're saying is that Braden Dargan, I don't think he can come out of the game because he was only in there for the free throw and he didn't play at all and the clock did not.
I'm not sure about that rule. That's a good one. He definitely didn't have any time go off the clock during the course of the time he was there. I don't know if the officials know this rule because I don't. If he has to participate in the game with time coming off the clock.
Coach Woods was all over it though.
I don't see how that's any different from, I don't know. I'll have to look into that one. I think he can.
Okay.
Good try by Coach Woods.
Yeah, and got to slow it down a little bit.
Right. See if Arlington can get the steal, let alone the foul. Clarity, we do come up with the steal. Timeout Arlington, yes he does. Coach Woods takes the timeout. It looked like, was it Zambardino and Clarity on the double team there, causing the Belmont turnover. And with 6 seconds to go, Arlington will have a chance to tie or perhaps win this game.
What a great defensive play right there, huh?
They didn't even have to foul. So that's good on a couple of accounts. They didn't have to foul to allow Belmont a chance to score points without time going off the clock. But also now they have the ball way up there. Go down to Nick.
Points, Arlington Spy Ponders staying composed in that era there where they were looking like the game was going to run away from them. Now only down 2 points. They have 6.6 seconds left to make something happen, and they've got possession thanks to Coach Woods' decision to hold his timeout till that very pivotal moment. Now the Arlington Spy Ponders have one last chance to tie this game and potentially win it if they get a three-pointer. This is going to be big for the Arlington Spy Ponders, guys. Let's enjoy it as it unfolds in front of us. Back to you.
Can you talk to him now?
Yeah, so 6.5 seconds left. They're going to set something up. You got to figure it's going to be Fudge or Dingman that's going to take it to the wrapper.
Yeah, I would have liked to have got Nick's angle on what he would run here for a final play, but we'll get Nick's analysis at the end of the regulation here. Either way.
Okay, you don't need the 3. You don't need the 3. You just have to get it to the hoop.
Nico Trapotsis checks in the lineup to inbound the ball.
Oh, he stepped out of bounds. Damn it.
Oh, that hurts right there. Good defensive pressure on the inbounding pass against Nico Trapotsis. I'm not sure who that was for Belmont, but he did an outstanding job, made it very difficult. Remember, Arlington didn't have a timeout, so Nico had to inbound the ball, and when he did, Peter had his foot on the line, apparently. We couldn't see that from up here, but that's the call. And with 5.3 seconds to go, again, Arlington has to have the same strategy, quick steal or an immediate foul.
Immediate foul.
And Tingo's back in there for Belmont. Now, Belmont does have timeouts, and the tri-captain Damian Lilla, smart move there, takes the timeout. So that's timeout number 3 for Belmont. They still have 2 remaining, I believe.
Great defense by Belmont on the inbound pass there. Usually Arlington is one of their fortes is coming out, especially in the half court or the quarter court, after a timeout and set play. They just didn't have anyone open, and Belmont was really overplaying the basketball and forced the Spy Ponders to step out of bounds. Tough break.
Still 5.3 seconds remaining. Arlington up to this point undefeated at home. In the middle, at the end of a 4-game homestand. Arlington in first place in the Middlesex League, and behind Arlington was a logjam of teams, I think, with 3 and 4 losses. So this loss will muddy things up even further in the Middlesex League should Arlington not be able to prevail in these final few seconds. Interesting setup here for Belmont. They have 4 players all the way across the court.
And 2 guys deep.
And then they go deep and they get the easy layup. He
Not
missed
so
it.
easy.
Let's see if Arlington can get off a final shot. Ball stolen. Buzzer sounds. And that's the ball game.
Big win for Belmont.
So an interesting play set up by Belmont. They went for the long pass. Arlington had nobody back there defensively. Unfortunately for Belmont, he couldn't make the shot, but there was so little time remaining that even by missing the shot, that allowed the time to expire and the ball game is over.
What a great game, Doc.
Great game, tough loss for the Ponders. They will see their record go to 11-3 overall and 9-3 in the league as we get a look at some highlights from the game.
I can see Arlington still having a really good rest of the season, but I also see Belmont taking this and catapult themselves into the top portion of the Middlesex League. It seems like they have all things coming into cylinder now.
Yeah, as you look at some highlights from this game, let's run down tonight's scoring leaders for Belmont. Donovan Holloway had 9, Damian Lillard had 2, Ryan O'Byrne had 10, Andre Chavushian, he had 4 early on. We didn't see much from Andre in the second half. Joshua Christensen had 3, Charles Tingos had 1, and high point man in the ACMi player of the game for Belmont is Gabriel Maya-Haran, who had 18 points.
Deterioration on that last play. Spy Ponders unable to inbound the ball correctly as it ends up out of bounds. Belmont regains possession. They take the ball back the other way, and from there was history. Arlington simply didn't just have enough time left to make something happen, but regardless, an outstanding effort by the Arlington Spy Ponders to come back from down 12, make it a competition there with those last 30 seconds left, and ACMi Sports was very lucky to bring you tonight's production. Now, tonight is not done yet. The girls varsity basketball squad is in action next against Belmont as well. ACMi Sports will be covering that as well here live on ACMi Sports on YouTube. So make sure, check that out if you're interested. That game will be following this broadcast directly. But we will be going back to our booth with our commentary team. They're going to have an exclusive interview with Coach Woods following this, what was a very entertaining game from the viewer's perspective. Now, before we go, I just want to make a huge shout out to our crew. They're the ones that make it possible, our student volunteers. Huge thank you to Mazna Bukhalov, Jack Magoon, Greg Jocelyn Simitowski, Kai Hare, Letty Carswell, Abby Shapiro, Ed Severe, and Nicholas Pogorzelski. Thank you so much to our entire crew. Without our student volunteers, it is not possible that we are able to put on these productions. So if you out there are interested in sports production, make sure to contact us at sports@acmi.tv if you want to get involved. We can help you if you have no experience. We can train you on whatever you want to learn here on the sports production side of things. And best of all, you gain community service hours for every hour you put in here at ACMi. So we're very thankful to all of our parent volunteers who obviously don't need the community service, of course, but are still putting in the effort to cover these kids' games, as well as our student volunteers who are obviously putting in so much work to make these productions possible. Now, in just a few moments, we will throw you back up to our commentary booth where they will have an exclusive interview with the head coach of the Arlington Spy Ponders, Jack Woods. But from here on the sideline, we'll close it out. I'm your host, Nick Antonakis. Thank you so much for watching this feature production here on ACMi Sports, and stay tuned for the following matchup of the girls varsity basketball game coming right at you after this.
And we're back here with Coach Woods. And Coach Woods, the home court's been good to you all season long, but tonight just couldn't get it done.
Yeah, Belmont did a nice job tonight. It really took us a long time to find any sort of rhythm, and they came out with a really good mindset. Defensively, offensively, they're a pretty tough-minded group. They got some seniors out there, and I knew we would have the opportunity to come back and have a chance to win. The kids really fought hard in the fourth quarter. We just can't wait till the fourth quarter to do that. So.
Yeah, it was one of those games where opposite of what's happened the last few games for you guys. You guys lost each of the first 3 quarters, but then came back strong in the fourth. Outscored them rather handily in the fourth quarter, but it was tough for you guys to get it going tonight offensively with James picking up those quick 2 fouls. Then he picked up another one in the first half. It just changes your whole offensive philosophy when one of the leading scorers, if not the leading scorer in the league, picks up that kind of foul trouble early on, I'd imagine.
Yeah, in a high school season, you're going to deal with that stuff. You're going to have foul trouble. You're going to have injuries. You're going to have, bad luck or whatever you want to call it. I think, I don't think we came out with the right approach tonight, and sometimes that shows in your execution or the whistles, and our body language wasn't great, our attitude wasn't great, and then you just can't wait to see the ball go in to start playing the right way, and and it's something we talk about, and we've been pretty good about not falling into that trap. It's pretty easy for high school players to do that, and but tonight it happened way too long, and I'm proud of the response. I'm proud that that there is some resolve and fight in this group, but just too many mistakes to overcome at the end.
Thought you got some good minutes from Jack Zambardino tonight.
Yeah. No, I mean, Jack had 2 really good practices. Wednesday, Thursday. He's a kid. Multi-sport athlete. He's making shots in practice. I don't know if he scored, but I don't know if he got one from the outside. But we have guys that can contribute. When you lose somebody, whether it's a foul trouble, injury, illness, whatever it is, guys have to step up. So I think that's a positive thing. And one thing we talk about with the group, like, we just have to replicate it. Anyone can do it once. So we got to come out and do it continuously, whether it's practice, games, etc. So missed opportunity tonight, but I think hopefully it's something we can learn from.
Yep. So with the loss tonight, Arlington suffers their first home loss of the season. It ends the 4-game home stand that the team had. Arlington will travel to Wakefield, I believe, on Tuesday. Reading on Tuesday. And the next home game will be a week from tonight when Woburn High School comes to the Kozlowski Gymnasium. I won't be here, but the ACMi people will be, and they'll bring you that telecast. So come on down, support the team. I'd like to thank the big ACMi crew that was here tonight. I'd like to thank my partner, Tim Hoffman. I'm Don Phelan. The final score here tonight, Belmont 49, Arlington 47. Thanks for joining us, and good luck to the girls team.